Dear students, the concept of logically correlating and evaluating is a brain exercise, it's a brain test, it is a beautiful test of your cognitive process. ये जो अध्ययन है ब्रेन को अध्ययन करने का बहुत ही शानदार तरीका है आपको पहचानने का. Identifying you in terms of your logic, in terms of your correlation, in terms of your evaluation of the room also. अब कभी कभी they ask you, tell me what is the room size. How will you evaluate? So when you say that it is by this, you just guess. They don't like it. They want to see how you observe, how you create a unit in your mind, and utilizing a unit you measure. मन में एक यूनिट बना लो. मान लीजिए आपको जो इसीलिए remember I have been a student of Shukla Devi, the human mathematics computer. Whenever she taught us, she took a workshop. I remember in that time my father was posted as atom officer in COD Kanpur. So I remember that I had attended in Kanpur in one of the schools when I was there in Methodist High School. There she organized a seminar in a center place of the city, called all the students who were interested, and I also participated. What she did was she made maths into small units. She never said that you can do long calculations. She said that you can do mentally short calculations, but even for a bigger thing you should use small things. The beautiful concept which I learned, I will again teach you. मैं आपको सिखाना चाहूँगा. एक सवाल अक्सर लोग पूछते हैं, can you eat an elephant? Imagine elephant is so big, can I eat? No. But one beautiful answer was that if you are a non-vegetarian, though I was a vegetarian so it was not applicable, but if you are non-vegetarian you can eat an elephant. He said, well, I don't imagine that. But he said, yes, it is possible. How? By cutting the elephant into small pieces. मान लीजिए आपने एक एलिफेंट लिया, उसको खूब टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में काट दिया, छोटे छोटे टुकड़े काट दिए, एंड देन यू आर कंज्यूमिंग इट, यू कैन ईट. कहने का तात्पर्य कि बिगर वर्क, एनी बिग ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वर्क कैन बी डिवाइडेड इनटू पार्ट्स एंड दोस पार्ट्स कैन बी कंज्यूम्ड. सो इफ यू वांट टू डू दैट, द ओनली थिंग व्हिच यू गॉट टू डू इज you got to pick it up, make it into small parts and consume it. The moment you consume it, you have taken an elephant. Same thing goes for your measurement. आप measurement कर रहे हो, एक छोटे unit बनाओ, and then imagine how many units it will be. Now this way you will be more close to accuracy. And they are not looking at your accuracy, they are looking at your way you analyze and how beautifully you conceptualize. किस तरीके से तुम एनालिसिस करते हो, किस तरह आप conceptualize करते हो, यानी सोचने की क्षमता कितनी बेहतरीन है. That is the way they do that. The concept of guessing can be wild, the concept of guessing can be logical. The moment of guessing is logical and sensible, it becomes accurate, but when it becomes wild, it looks fantasy, it is not practical. तो आपको अगर अपनी गेसिंग करनी है तो वो लॉजिकल होनी चाहिए. अब आपसे बोला कि मान लीजिए इतनी दूर आप जा रहे हैं, एक आप ग्रुप प्लानिंग एक्सरसाइज करते हो, यू डू ग्रुप प्लानिंग एक्सरसाइज. देयर इन द ग्रुप प्लानिंग एक्सरसाइज दे गिव यू डिफरेंट डिस्टेंस एंड दे एक्सपेक्ट यू टू आंसर फॉर दैट. देयर ऑल्सो दे सी हाउ यू विल इवेल्युएट द डिस्टेंस. Now in 5 kilometers you say 5 seconds I will reach the Big Bang. It's not possible. On a good running speed you can cover 5 kilometers by 23 minutes, 24 minutes. But if you are having a lot of weight, other things carrying, maybe little more, 20 minutes वैसे हो जाता है, but still little more. So don't live in a fantasy world. You can use a cycle, you can use a motorcycle. मोटरसाइकिल की भी एक विलेज स्पीड अलग होती है, हाईवे स्पीड अलग होती है. तो कैलकुलेट करने का वो मीटरिंग आनी चाहिए. द कंसेप्ट शुड बी ऑलवेज अलाइव, लॉजिकली कोरिलेटिंग. अब आप ये ध्यान दो, आप कोई रूम कर रहे हो, कोई और डिस्टेंस कर रहे हो, they ask you, okay, you tell me what will you do. Now I remember of a girl, she was asked, she's presently a senior officer in the armed forces, she was asked, do you know what is Ganga called in Calcutta? She said, sir, I do not know. So he said, guess. She said that, sir, I know that Calcutta is based on river Hooghly. So probably Hooghly must be the name of the Ganga. Now what has she done? She has guessed, but with logic. She has guessed with a comparative logic. So that means her mind is running. Her mind is analytical. Her mind is solution finding. Mind is able to conceptualize things. So this was not the only answer which she gave beautifully. She gave many wonderful answers, but this was one of them which speaks that she thinks, so she can think properly. So she was selected, and she rightfully is a senior officer. Whenever I train people's mind, I give you general principles. The master is not me, the master is you. The champion is not me, the champions are you. You multiply your efficiency. I am teaching formulas for ages now, 30 years plus already. And in 30 years, I have seen some people enjoy learning and multiplying their efficiency. Some people listen from one and send it out from the next wine pipe door. बाहर निकाल देते दूसरे कान से. अब आप बताइए, सीखने आप आए हो कि मैं सीखने है? I am only here to trigger your machine. The rest part is yours. You are the champions. Otherwise, I would have become a very rich man if I would have been given credit for this and everybody was paying me 5%, 10% from their salary. I would have become a multi-millionaire, maybe a billionaire by now, multi-billionaire. But that is not the way I look at it. I look at just opening your mind and thereafter pushing you. There have been a lot of officers who have studied free. There have also some with very nominal amount. There are some which have given reasonable amount, but I have never asked exorbitant amount. Kabhi bada nahi. But the only thing is, I can open your mind if you make me a mind friend. Mind friend माने अपने दिमाग का एक दोस्त बनाओगे तो आपके दिमाग को ट्रिगर ऑन कर देंगे. फिर मेरी जरूरत थोड़ी ना है. You remember in the tractor in the villages, एक आदमी आता है धक्का मार के ये ट्रैक्टर चला देता है, उसका ट्रैक्टर चलता चला जाता. वो थोड़ी ना ट्रैक्टर के साथ दौड़ता है. Same thing is our job, but you have to run your mind and you have to learn to be confident of your mind. यहाँ पे देखिए इवैल्यूएटिंग मेजरमेंट हुआ, कई बार गेस हुआ, कभी कभी आपको अन्य प्रकार की सिचुएशन दे दी गई. So all these kind of concept of logically correlating, इसमें ये है तो उसमें वो है, you have to do it. And the moment you do that, it's beautiful. I remember one more example where one officer was asked, what do you think is related to their issue? Long back. Solutions have come lately, but that time. He said it's a political issue, it's not a religious issue. Because according to the Babri Masjid, there is been no worship. And as per the rule of the Islam, their prophet, the masjid where there is no namaz for more than 15 days or more, that means the masjid is jinnadi, unholy. So when it is already unholy, it is not of use. But yes, it is a political matter where the religious leaders believe that politics will be taking a different side. That is why they said, no, we should not do this. We should do the other thing. That is why the fight was all about. So what will you do? I will say, sir, I will communicate and thereafter do it. Now, the analysis which he gave was beautiful. Today, a senior officer in the armed forces, his beautiful, wise analysis was wonderful. It's not that it was the only answer again. It were many others. Analytical power is beautiful. The way to run the mind is beautiful. So I hope you understand that if you analyze and if you use logical methods, your mind will speak of intensity, and you should not guess wildly. You should have a logic, you should have a reason, you should have some common sense behind taking decisions. Suppose in a summer I come to your house and you say, sir, in the deep afternoon you say, sir, what would you like, cold or warm? Now this is funny question. When a person, as per common sense or logic, says that you are coming in an afternoon deep and I am sitting down, you should offer me something which is reasonably cold and reasonably liquid in a cold fashion. Maybe a juice, maybe a milkshake, maybe a mango shake, maybe a cold drink initially. Yes, you can substantiate later with tea or coffee. Why? Because situationally, in a very hot afternoon, one would hardly go for a very warm cup of tea. Am I right? Logic does not permit it. Logic says something else. Similarly, you are in a cold winter place and there you say, let's have a very mango shake. Already the temperature is minus and you are saying, let's have. Now I think you are utterly foolish. You should offer that time hot coffee, lovely coffee, which keeps the body warm. Logic, common sense. Now this is something which should come first. I'm not saying that there won't be people who won't be having cold drink or who won't be not having tea in the afternoon. That's okay. But your logic should come first and their choice should come second. What are you going to offer first? You can tell that. So when they ask you why, then you have a reasonable answer. But if you say, no sir, there's no reason why, whatever they try. Now that's not the way. If they give you a choice, what would you love to offer? Then your common sense should be there. So got my point? छोटी सी बात है, तर्क को बढ़ाइए, बुद्धि को जगाइए, और जब वो जाग जाएगी, फिर आप एक अधिकारी की तरह, एक पिता के स्वरूप हमेशा जिम्मेदारी से हर चीज़ों को तार्किक रूप से, समझदारी से, मूल्यांकन से सोचने लगेंगे, and that will be very good for your decision making, solution finding, which you will have to do as an officer in the future. Got the point? Thank you very much. Jai Hind.